All right, good morning from the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. We are ready to rock and roll with five Play Friday Live. Great to see everybody. We are up and going. The tech team has made it happen yet again. It's incredible how it all comes together in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. When you least think there's no chance it's going to come together. Great to see everybody in the chat. We are crisp and clear here in the Bay Area, probably low mid-30s. I'll get an update from the crew here shortly. Mid-30s, crisp and clear, beautiful. Darwin Sonata is in the house. I'm going to get rid of that. No. Just a second. Okay. We're learning. Montana checking in. Rick, how are you? Good to see you. Let me know. I assume it's Rick. Help me out if there's a different pronunciation. Got all those extra vowels. What are we doing with extra vowels? I don't know. Ricky? Right. You let me know. And yes, too much food was consumed yesterday. There was a massive quantity available here. And yes, I did my part. You want to hold up your end of the crew, right? It's like a three-legged stool. And if you don't hold up your end, yeah. So, yeah, let's look at plays. It's cost less. You know what I'm saying? Yes, even though my plea after when I got a late start on the last show, that I had done very well this year. But I wanted to make some changes, so I wouldn't have to keep apologizing for things that got screwed up along the way. So we've done some things. We've made some changes. Let's see if they take effect. Chris Janish, who has supplied some tremendous clips for us today. Transition officiating is what we're going to be talking about. Stan made the right bet. Good morning from Pittsburgh. Good to see you. Mark Harvey. Excellent. All right. Balmy. We're going to be probably high 60s. This time of year, we're, in that mode. Oh, we could make that happen. Los Santona's in the house. Excellent. Chad Oakes, good to see you. Kamali Rowan. Yes, it does taste good. It does. I'm well caffeinated this morning. I have not been shorted. There's no shrift going on the coffee front. Steel Warrior 10 from Louisiana. Excellent. Randy Wilson, the Chicago contingent has arrived. Steve Munzer, I'm going with. Let me know. From Michigan. Michigan, of course, does not get outdone. The official starting point is, I guess, 7 a.m. is when we're scheduled to go live. And I had an issue with, again, apologies, but I had an issue with, I posted the YouTube link, but it only showed up as unlisted, so I had to change it this morning. So we're learning. We're learning along the way. Ay. Nathan was a strong third on his crew at Thanksgiving. Yes, excellent. That's congratulations on that, Nathan, on the weight loss. Tremendous. The Zooch is here, and yes, indeed, we are super excited to be here looking at plays, because it's just like there's no drama really in these plays that we have today, but there's so many valuable teaching points along the way that we appreciate. I'm going to put that over there. I'm going to turn that on. No, I'm not going to turn that on. Idaho's in the house. David, good to see you. British Columbia, so I guess we're FIBA related up in British Columbia. Ray Allen from beautiful. Can you be too late? That is the question in the chat this morning. Kevin Scott from Southeast Wisconsin. Good to see you, Kevin. And Gene Boglin in the house from Boston. Dreary. Well, hopefully we can make things a little lighter with some great plays today. All right. Cool. All right. I think I've got my bearings straight here. I hear the garbage truck coming down the road. Is Jesus in the chat? Oh, yes. Well, you make a mistake when you think about Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttleworth Ray Allen, because the real Ray Allen that we know here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area is our very own Ray Allen. Larry, the Michigan contingent is strong. Good to see you. All right. So I think I have plays here set up. Let me check real quick. Yes. Okay. So what I want to do is go here, and I want to begin the show. And how am I going to do that? Remember that? Yeah, I think we're ready to go. All right, here it is. We're getting started in the season, right? But we want to stay sharp. We want to get better. We want to be stronger as basketball officials. And the way we do that is we analyze game video, learn what we can. Let's get started today. Let's go. Greetings and welcome back to another episode of 5 Play Friday, the show where we analyze game videos so that we can take things and get better as basketball officials. Greetings again, everybody. It's Greg Austin with A Better Official, abetterofficial.com. We craft video to help basketball officials get better and take control of their officiating career. One of the ways that we do that is we analyze game videos so we can get better as basketball officials. Do allow me a moment. No. Do not allow me a moment. Without further ado, let's get started and look at play number 1. That's not supposed to show up there. What's up with my tech team? Oh, I see. You know, that might be on me and not on my tech team. All right, what do you have on this block charge play right out of the shape? Right out of the gate here, we've got a block charge play. What do you have on this play? In the comments below, put what you have. Block, charge. See if we can get this play right. And let's move on now to play number 2. All right, transition officiating, right? It's a key component in our game. The way we work in the front court is one thing. The way we work in transition and looking at habits and fundamentals in transition. A lot of times here on 5 Play Friday, we look at plays and we say, look at all the things the crew did wrong, right? But when we analyze game video, we have to look at positives. What are the positives? What are the habits and fundamentals that we can emulate in our own game? So in this play, we have a hard foul at the end. We're going to make judgments about whether this foul is a common foul or whether we need to upgrade. But when we analyze our game video, we're looking at all the things. And so that's what we're going to do here, is look at the habits and fundamentals exhibited by the crew. Really important on this play to do that. So if we start at the very beginning, right, our crew is in good position for this rebounding action. Our trail's coming in a little late. I don't know how we got there necessarily. And then in transition, center official has the middle third. Open look on the defender coming up. Nothing going on. Notice our trail as well has moved really quickly down the court and is great position right here, right? Oftentimes we look at our game video and the trail is late to the party, right? So we're in great shape here. We have a call by the center and then doubled by the lead on this hard foul. Both officials recognize the hard foul. Look at our trail official here as well, right? Big picture view. Not coming in, not turning away, etc. We know our two other officials are engaged. Trail official has the big picture view. I like stepping to the three-point line as well. These are all great habits and fundamentals. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to do that, right? So our lead, maybe a touch late getting to the end line. Our center in great position here. And our trail in fantastic position here, because we could have a restricted area play or something like that, and our trail needs to be engaged here as well. And possibly we have our two other officials stacked, and the trail would be the only one who could see arm contact, etc. Right? So when we look at this clip, when I look at this clip, what I see are great habits and fundamentals. Yeah. By the crew, hard foul, close down. We're communicating, right? If we had a need to upgrade, right, in the center, you see the center gives up the call to the lead on this play. We could say this is the lead's primary, right, working the system in that fashion, all things being equal. Something we'd want to think about. Yeah, maybe a little more hustle from our lead so that they were in position on the catch. That would be my one quibble, right? We want to make sure in this situation where the players are coming in that the right players are going to the right people, right? And we don't want white going to blue while they're on the floor or blue going to white while they're on the floor. So being aware there, our trail officials in great position for a big picture view here as well. So an obvious foul in transition, looking at the habits and fundamentals exhibited by the crew, right? That's our big takeaway here. If I'm looking at my game video, am I doing what this trail is doing? Am I getting up the court fast enough to be right here, right? Perfect spot to help on that play if we didn't have a call from the other officials. Right? Am I hustling enough as lead? Am I in good position as center? I think we have great position as center here. Right? Open look. Transfer eyes. Hard foul. Now we need to make a judgment about whether we're going to upgrade this call or not. But great work by our crew on this play. So when we analyze our game video, we're looking for mistakes that we make. When we analyze other plays, we're looking for the mistakes that the crew may have made. But we always, always, always have to take away the positives. What did we do well? What habits and fundamentals that other people exhibit can we take and bring into our own game? And this clip is a great example of that. So many positives to take away. Can't get that to go away. All right, let's go there. I have audio problems I haven't solved here. I need to do that. All right. Wait a minute. Yeah, that first play plea is for actually not for the live stream viewers. That's for the edited video. And we're working on it. So we'll come back to play number 1, obviously, live. I think we're here on play number 2. Yeah. Super strong by both officials. Put that right there. You think we have an upgrade on that play? Looks like there was head contact on the swing. Larry says reporting official makes call while moving. This is a collegiate game. Don't know what our parameters are. On the women's side, walk and talk is certainly fine. I don't really like the reporting. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I don't really like the reporting mechanics by the lead on this play. That is true. Right, when we come away, just a little, sort of nonchalant, turning away on the signal, etc. Better strength would be something we'd want here, and also knowing where we're going next. Right, collegiate men, we're going opposite. Is that the spot where we want to report the foul? I don't know much about that, to be honest. Chad, are you saying that this is the C's call on this? Certainly body contact. Lance, yeah, you got to represent. You got to bring AZ into the house. Yeah, Mike, picking nits at my imprecise language. So Chris on the play says, Greg and Mike talked about this last week in using our voice as to who takes the foul. But also, if we are good with a common foul, we have a correct shooter, correct fouler on the play as well. Yeah, all the things at the spot, right? This is exactly what we want our crew to do, right? They're coming in. They both have a foul. It's an obvious foul, but who's going to take it? Are we upgrading? Do we need to consider upgrading, right? Just like, hey, do we need to talk about that? Sort of giving the other official a chance to, a moment to consider that possibility. Jason would like the C to take it to the table. We cannot admit that, Chris. Let me do that. Willowbrook in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, it's an easy foul call. The question is, what happens next? Andreas, I guess that's a general question. What do I need to do when a coach is flaming me? We could discuss that. Especially, like I have a game tonight, am I going to be like, I'm looking for opportunities to save steps? They said facetiously, we would never do that. Victor Ramirez, good morning from New Mexico. Excellent. Excellent. New Mexico in the house. Not often in the house. All right. So, Andreas, if you're asking a general question about what do we do when a coach is exhibiting behavior that we need to address as a crew, that may be distracting to us as a crew, if something rises to the level, we obviously have tools in our tool belt, right? In National Federation of High School, we can now issue a warning for behavior, usually, and that's an effective tool, usually that can help resolve the situation. And if once we've given that warning, the consistent complaining or the energy from the coach and the language from the coach or the gestures from the coach continue, then it's an obvious next step. Everybody in the building knows, well, they warned him, right? And now he's still exhibiting the behavior and what have you. It's just part of the job, man. Part of the job. Just business. So those are obviously the tools we have in our tool belt. Every situation is different, right? Our first step could be, coach, we're not having that tonight. An informal warning persists, right? Hey, in the book, warning, bench decorum, white, right? Head coach, white, etc. We've put that in the book. He's on blast. Everybody knows. Big theatrical production. And then we see if that's effective. And if it's not effective, we know what our next step is. Easy peasy. Yeah. It's a really effective tool. And again, it's just a tool, right? Is it required? No. Can we use it to best effect? Yes. Yes, we can. All right. Go there. Now, you see what I need here is I need like a little string of beads or something that lets me know you've done 2 plays, Greg. This is play number 3. I have no indication, right? So, all right. So some tremendous points, teaching points, habits and fundamentals exhibited by the crew in transition. Those positives are what we want to take into our game so that we can be better as basketball officials. Let's move on now to another transition play number 3. All right, transition plays can catch us by surprise, but our crew's in great position here. Lead knows he's got to get on his horse, but there's not a lot of defensive action. Got a lead marking a 3. Did we ever do that in high school? Does the lead ever mark the 3 in 3-person transition? Block charge play at the basket. Obvious illegal contact. But something we want to look at here is the transition action by the crew, right? And we can look, of course, at all of the things. Our crew's in good position here, and we're going the other way, right? As new lead, we want to pick up what is potentially going to happen. Who are the defenders I need to officiate? In this instance, player pulls up near the 3-point line. Our lead marks, but we note that the trail is not yet in the front court. That's helpful. Possible travel by White there. Block charge play, obvious block, illegal defender. Now we've got two officials moving. What does our table side official do? Right? We want a big picture view here, knowing that our other two officials are moving. Pretty good, pretty good. This is a collegiate game, so we're staying opposite the table here. Come to the reporting area, right? All good, all good. A lot of great habits and fundamentals exhibited on this play. And we like that. And we want to take those habits and fundamentals and say, do I measure up? Could I do better? Am I lacking? Oh, I'd like to be able to do that, be that aware, or this, that, and the other thing, right? So obviously in high school, the lead can help mark a three-point try in transition when the trail is not yet in the front court, something that we can help with. This play wasn't super close, but it's a great habit to have. But you have to get on your horse here. Let's see if our trail gets into position as well as we'd like here. Our center and lead are in great position, right? Our trail is coming down. Yeah, we're looking good here, right? Everybody's in great position, and we're in great position here to officiate the subsequent action. Did we miss a travel on the perimeter? That's what I want to know. This little Fred Flintstone running action before he puts the ball down. Maybe, right? Cool. All right, that play was submitted by Chris Janish, right? Chris has submitted a number of transition plays for us here today. If you want to submit a play, I'll put a link down in the show notes below so that you can have your play on 5 Play Friday. All right, fantastic. Willowbrook does not have a block. What? Come on, man. Right, it's our second. There's 2 defenders here. It's not 34. It's the other guy, right? Turns his shoulder into, it looks like a block to me. Huh. John Howard from Illinois. Yeah, exactly. Want to help with that? Well, okay, interesting. Right, so the contention here is that our defender, number 10, is legal. They're good here. And then turn into our shooter. Man, that looks like a foul to me. That's a foul to me. So our defender is allowed to turn their body to protect themselves. To me, this defender turns into the shooter, right? Which would not be legal activity here. Yeah, my whistle would go off. That's all I can say. My whistle would go off. Thompson has that as well. Stan's got something after the foul. Didn't see that. Huh. Yeah, we do have the action by the center official, the old head scratch. Maybe he felt the defender was legal as well. Mike, I think we get the look. I mean, we see everything we need here. Huh. I'm not seeing anything after the fact. Are we still talking about that shooter? Watch the offended player after the call. Oh, I see. The defender has some action I did not see. Okay, hold on. So we're looking at gold 10, and that's foul to me. I do not see anything untoward there by gold 10. Huh. I don't know. I guess, Mike, I'm influenced by the fact that the defender sort of like capitulates with their action. They realize they're out of position. That's my take. Yeah, Larry, I think that's a big factor in my brain, the way it looks at the play, is the fact that, if this defender had the sort of like the same turn in a defensive position, but they'd sort of capitulated like, I'm not here. I'm not, like trying to avoid. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a pretty obvious travel, but it's one that we rarely get. Right, the running player when they catch the ball, right, is not going to put the ball down before their pivot foot lifts. That's just a fact of life. But that is not a call we often see put in the game. Okay, right. I want to do this. All right, another great transition play. Hey, let me take a moment here to thank our tremendous show supporters. And I would do that by actually pressing the right button. See, when we analyze our game video, we want to look at all the things, the habits and fundamentals of the show. Hey, let me take a moment to thank our tremendous show supporters. Tom Hickey, Yvette Perry, Richard McGuire, Jose Lansang Jr., and Darwin Sonata. Much appreciated and much love. You want to support the show? There'll always be a link down in the show notes below. What? Oh, you want me to? Okay. And I'm going to put one right here. Thanks, everybody. All right, tremendous. Let's go back here. I'm on play number 4. I remember. But I want a little like slider when I, with beads, and I slide it across. Okay. Hey, another great transition play. Let's take a look at another great transition play. Play number 4. All right. So we don't want to get beat as lead. No, we can never allow that to happen, right? But sometimes the game says you are going to get beaten on this play, right? Something surprising happens. The ball is batted in this case, and we are out of position, right? It is going to happen, and we need to learn how to handle those situations and recognize what we have, right? So, rebound, batted, breakaway, right? Our lead is beaten. Our center is in excellent position, has the call, looks like hip contact from behind. Let's look at all of the things, okay? So, if we are here, if you are the center, you have the post action here and the ball's kicked out a little late. In this instance, we want to position adjust while the ball is in flight on the pass, right? To step down to get an open look on this play. But in the end, we have a relatively uncontested 3. Want to stay with our shooter, rebounding, and our crew right here is in great position, right? Now, our trail is in a low position here. Now, why would they end up in this position? Because the ball goes into the post on the opposite side. As trail, we want to naturally step down, anticipating what? We anticipate our lead is going to come across when the ball has settled on that side. So we are in a relatively low position as trail. Try goes up. We're in great position for rebounding action. Something happens on the opposite side of the lane. Again, our crew is a little out of position. If our lead was strong side here on this play, we'd have a better look at that. See if we have anything there. I don't think anything is there. The ball's batted, and we are surprised, right? Right. So at this moment, you are the new lead. You know you're the new lead, right? What behavior do we need to exhibit here? We need to make a decision, right? I'm going to give everything I have, right? And like that baseball analogy of, a bunt single, right? The batter is out of the box. They are 100% sprinting, right? That's what we have to have in this situation. You just got to, and then you have to make a decision. Am I going to be able to beat the play to the end line? Or do I need to pull up and get a look at the play, right? Our responsibility is to be able to officiate the play, not necessarily to beat the play to the end line. This is an unusual situation, how we've gotten ourselves here, but we are out of position. We just recognize that, and we have to go, right? So 100% sprint, make a decision. Do I pull up? Do I not? Where is my partner, right? Do I want to aggressively go after this call as new lead, or do I want to maybe have a more secondary cadence if there's no whistle from my center, who I know is in great position? I'm in a weak position as new lead. My center is in great position, right? Should I fight to put a whistle on this play, or should I allow my center to have the best look, the best possible position to make the call? Right? They have the angle on that body bump by the defender. I don't think we ever get a trail on this play. Right? So a great example, in my mind, of the situation we have when we are beaten on a play and decision making, right? One decision here would be to pull up right past the coach, so we get a stationary view, because there's no way we're going to beat that play to the end line. But we often see leads in this situation fight to be the one to make the call, but allow the system to work. We know that our center's in great position. They can put a great whistle on the play, and we look good as a crew. That's what I have on that play. What do I want here? All right, what's going on? Yeah, thank you, Chris. These are great plays. These are great transition plays, right? And one of the reasons they're great is they're positives on top of positives that we can extract and take and add to our own game, as opposed to, well, look at all the things they did wrong on this play, right? Which is easy to do. It's easy to criticize. But when we see positives on the court that we can incorporate into our own game or measure our abilities against a super positive example, could I get to the end line as quick? Right? Maybe not. But so am I going to be more likely to pull up on this play, on this transition play as well? Am I hustling as I should, as the C does on this play? Or do I find myself, when I look at my video, I'm a little more casual, thinking, oh, that's the lead's play, right? These are the things that we want to look at. Yeah, Chris says the button hook, as it were. Yep. I agree. I mean, but we make decisions, right? We are on the court. We are in a certain circumstance has exhibited itself, and we make decisions. I'm going to try to beat that play to the end line. I'm going to try to complete this rotation, even though I realize a try is going up. Right, I'm sort of at a point of decision making. I want to get an open look. I'm going to step down. Oh, they step down with me. I have a closed look. Right? We make decisions. We make the best possible decisions that we can in real time on the court. Sometimes, believe it or not, those decisions prove to be not the best. Right? If I'd made another decision, I would have had a better look. Right? But we just need to train ourselves to realize we need to make decisions, learn from our mistakes so we can get better as basketball officials. Come on now. Absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. Yeah, I always like to stress, and I always want to, all right, so it's going to change. My thinking is going to change. I'm lead on this play. This is my play. I am beaten on this play. Am I in a strong position? Or am I in a weak position? Do I know that my partner is in a strong position or in a weak position, right? If I knew that my crew was in the backcourt and it's all on me, then I'm going to make a decision about my cadence on a whistle, etc., right? But if I know that I'm weak and my partner's strong, right? Why don't I just let them? I trust them. I know they're going to put a whistle on a play if it's a foul. Right? I will give them first crack. No whistle, that's a foul. Boom, I'll come late as lead in the situation. Understanding where your crew is and who's strong, who's weak, who's out of position, who was caught, etc. If we can have that in our game as well, we are better off and we're better able to be an excellent crew official, right? Officiating where our partners cannot, or letting our partners officiate where we cannot. So often, even though it's a play in our primary, we'll get a whistle sometimes from a partner because they had the angle. They saw the swipe down, even though it was in our primary and we had mostly a good look, but they had the great look, right? So, yeah, that would really be my takeaway on a play like this, is understanding your strength as an official, where your crew is, right? I'm in a weak position. My partner's in a strong position. Let them have the call. I'm not going to fight for it just because. I'm not going to fight for it for any sort of sense of embarrassment, like, oh, I was lead and I got beaten on this play. There is no official on planet Earth who on this play, as trail, is not going to be beaten from the position they are on the court, right? The ball is batted. There's no way we could anticipate that. And if we were anticipating that, we're not in position to officiate the previous play, right? So there's no embarrassment in not having a whistle here, right? This is a great example of strength because we're understanding the system and how we can leverage it to our best advantage. Jason likes the way the C. I like everything about the way C worked here on this play, except maybe the step down on the shot. Still no trail. I don't know. I don't know. In a two-man crew, Joseph, in this situation, absolutely. Two things. In a two-man crew, if you were trail on this play, where are you? Where are you? What kind of, right? We see our lead has to go 100% sprint, but our trail has to do exactly the same thing, maybe even a little bit more to be there for this play. And if it was a two-person game. Or and sometimes like when you work rec ball, you know, for $25 a game or $30 a game or whatever it is in your area, and a play occurs in two-person, there'll be like 3 plays every game where I'm lead and the ball gets batted and it's a fast break the other way and I'm saying, partner, it's all yours. That's a thing. Saving steps from a previous play. That is definitely a thing. Partner, you got that one. Oh, yeah. But not in a high school game. No way. No way. Well, and so can the trail put a whistle on this play in two-person from long distance? Was there an obvious foul? Did your partner rule a foul? Those are your determinations, right? And you recognize, am I in a, right? Because then we have an obvious foul, that play needs a whistle. I'm trail and I'm at the division line. Well, I'm too far away, I can't make the call, right? We have techniques available to us. Boom, big whistle, move down like our center did in closing down on this play. Strength, boom, foul, right? We recognize that we can be perceived as being in a weak position, so we're going to amplify our strength and certainty about the call, right? And that way the game says, okay, yeah, that was a foul, etc. If we were weak from long distance, then everybody's like, what? You can't, what? Right? There's that added element. But there's something else about this play that we have to talk about. What are these guys spelling over here? Let's see. What is going on here? Go. I don't know what it spells. And could we jumble those guys to do something interesting? Like, do they have choreographed movements where they can, you know, say, ref, you suck, you know, respell the words? I cannot figure out what it says. Put it in the chat. What do you have? Oh. Go Dort. What? That's what it looks like. What the heck is that? Unless we're in Oklahoma City. Lou Dort. Except not spelled like that. Yeah. Yeah. If we're going to invest time and energy in the letters and the, we got to have some variations. We got to be able to do some choreography, you know, with clapping and then repositioning like a marching band, you know, moving together. And yeah, they got to up their game. I like the hard hat. That's a positive. Oh. All right. So, great transition plays. Let's take a look at play number 5. All right, transition. Center has to transition from previous action, subsequent action. They are responsible. That is a secondary defender, belongs to the lead. No call by the lead. Center stays engaged, puts a whistle on the play, right? So when we analyze our game video, we're going to have transfer of the eyes situations, which we have here, right? Our center is responsible, a little bit out of position here, maybe a little bit too far up the court here, but is responsible, oh, I see, for, this action here, these players here, etc. The ball gets thrown ahead, right? And at this key moment, I want to do that. We've got to transfer our eyes because we have a quick defensive player, could have illegal contact there as well. Player goes to the basket. Is this a foul? Got no whistle on the play. No foul there. I've got A to B, right? We see how our offensive player is contacted and shifts their weight. Foul is ruled. Yeah. But a good transit, when we're in transition as center especially, sometimes we're officiating back, the ball gets thrown ahead, and we have to officiate forward, right? And doing that transfer of the eyes is important. We want to be good at that, and then we want to stay connected with plays. Did our official make a mistake here? Is that a foul? Let's take a look. Secondary defender, definitely A to B, definitely contact in the torso. Whistle on the play. I like it. That official, I think that's called correct. I'm sticking with that. Good morning, Adam C. Oh, Dort is the name of the school. Okay, on the previous play. Yeah, it's tough on these plays when the action is, and I think we're a little out of position, like I say, but staying with the play right here when the player releases the ball. Sometimes things happen to, there's contact with that defender at that moment, and you realize you've looked away too quickly. So a little challenging from this spot. And then we have subsequent action here. We could have a possible rake across the arm or body contact, but nothing. I would say that secondary defender would belong to the lead. This guy's always calling outside of it. No. Walk and talk is a thing, Jason, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a factor. Chris. Why no call? Anytime we're moving, especially if we're moving away, or maybe just as human beings, we're less likely to, be in a strong. We feel somehow subliminally that we are in a weak position, maybe, and hesitant on a play, or maybe it's just like the officials are, that's not a foul tonight. But that's something we can analyze in our own game video. Is when I have a similar action where I've maybe considered a rotation, I've started, and now I've decided not, and I'm backing out. What's my call accuracy like in that moment when I am backing away as opposed to moving forward or stationary in a position of strength? Definitely something we can look at in our own game and see, am I like, oh man, I'm really good even when I am in that position, or maybe I'm more reluctant to put a whistle on plays that need him. Mike, I think that it is covered in the NFHS manual. It says that when the trail official is in the back court, the lead can mark. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Okay, so now I need to be smart here and go here and go here and go here and go here All right, let's go back and take a look at play number 1. Did the official get the call correct? What can we learn on that play? Let's review play number 1. All right, great block, transition play, possible bump, body bump in transition. Beats the defender here. Secondary defender sets up. Patience? No? Center has a call. It's a charge. This play was from a few years ago. A lot of good things to look at here. This is on a collegiate floor, but this is a high school game. Very large tournament here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. A lot of things to look at on this play for me, since I was involved. A couple of key things. Let's go here. All right. Initial position of the crew on the previous play. Let's take a look. This game was late at night. Right? We're in pretty good position. Center's up pretty high. I don't know why. Block. And then this initial looks like a body bump. No call there. We are in transition. Second, there we have defender here swiping down. No contact. Get to stationary. Possibly could have waited a tick longer as center, since that's a lead primary. But we have a charge. Is this a charge? What do we have on this play? Let's take a look. Our defender. That offensive player has not left the floor, and our defender has their left foot in position. The restricted area, even though it's marked here, and this is a high school game, is not in effect. Was it in? I think we have call correct. Old school mechanics. This was from a few years ago. Of course, we would never, ever show the punch now, here in 2022. No. And what we also see is our center fails to designate the spot. And the failure to designate the spot leaves our crew in a weak position. Our trail, or our new trail, is going to bring the ball in opposite. Right, our center, an old center, is moving down the court. We are going to be out of position for this subsequent call, subsequent play. Would like to improve that. Bang, bang play, very early in the game, first period action. And that's what we have. Does that match up with what you had? Let us know in the comments. Ay. Work? Work? There ain't no work, man. Hey, Jacob, good to see you. I do potentially have to go to work. I don't know. We'll see. Darwin has a charge. Huh. Jason, it is high school. Right. Well, so Adam, let's look at our previous play and the position of our lead. Are they in a position where they feel that they should have the primary whistle on this play? Or are they, as we discussed previously, recognizing their partner's in a better position? Right, I've got players moving in front of me. For whatever reason, we're not yet engaged in the game or what have you. We can always, just in that moment, say, I'm going to be rather than be assertive here, I'm going to be patient. If I get no whistle from my partner who's in great position, then I will put a whistle on the play. Obviously, we need a whistle on this play. So that may be a factor as well. Is our lead in the best possible position to adjudicate this play? No. Right? We just recognize that. For whatever reason, again, this game was like 8 o'clock start, and it's a tournament situation here in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. There's a West Coast Jamboree. It's a tournament that we have, girls tournament. Teams come from out of state, etc. High level play for the most part, a really strong tournament. But one high school association is responsible for assigning officials for the entire tournament. On a Saturday, which I think this game was, let's say the manpower of the association is maxed out. One of the officials, the trail official on this play, he said this was his sixth game of the day. Crazy, right? So we may be in a situation where we're working on fumes, or we're just not yet engaged with the game, etc., the environment. Those things happen. That's just part of the deal, and we're going to obviously do the best we can in the situation that is presented to us. So if the center had not had a whistle on this play, the lead definitely would have put a whistle on the play. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Great block. The yielding block. Love that. She was a really fun player. Super strong. Just like the strongest person on the court. And that includes the adult male officials. Super strong. Love it. Long live the punch. Yeah, well, yeah, when you can't see the play, judgment is great, right? Talking about this body bump in transition here. Do we have an open look? Do we have a closed look? Right? We see the players sort of turn away. Is that because they were protecting the ball? Are we guessing there? We'll have a great bonus play that covers something like that. Yeah, but not a high certainty call. Would definitely be a guess. Oh, nice. I think that was the case, Chris. Willowbrook thinks this was close. It was close. We can look at the veracity of the call. Right, we're watching our defender, our secondary defender, right? This player turned out to be definitely a charge taker. That was sort of her role, is any chance there was to take a charge, she was trying to do it. Of course, we're very early in the first period here. Our player has not yet left the floor, but it is close. Her feet are on the floor. Our defender is legal. She firms up, right? She does not move forward. She just basically gets taller, elevates, strengthens her body. I got a charge. Yeah, right. But if we look at for throw-in spot, if we look at our calling official, a great charge. Look at this, designate the spot. It's sort of over there. If we show strength in that situation, end line, and we point to the spot, our crew is, because if we don't do that, our crew is sort of left to their own devices about how we're going to do and what we're going to do. So, we notice those things in our own game, things that we could have done better, and then our crew just looks smoother. And we're going the other way. Because there's already going to be, with any sort of block charge play, there's going to be energy in the building. The coach for the player who the charge was called against thinks it's a block, etc. And if our crew is then kind of rudderless, which can happen, then maybe we're not in the best position. That's all I'll say about that. Okay, that was play number 1. And so now I need to be smart. I'm going to go here. 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 Oh, look at, I'm doing all the things. All right, 5 plays in. Love it. Love analyzing game video. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a look at a bonus play? And if I press the right button, we can look at the bonus play. Why don't we do this? Why don't we take a look at a bonus play? All right, transition play into the front court. Our lead late getting into position. Doesn't rotate. Center is on an island, a staggered double screen. Rule an illegal screen. Move to the reporting area. Clear the players. Strengthen reporting. And go. And know what happens next. Right? Relatively simple, illegal screenplay. Couple things we can look at. Right? In transition, when where's the ball? In transition here. Let's go. Here. Right. So we see our lead. We get this circumstance. We love it. We love it as new lead, where we are headed down the court and the offensive player puts themselves very close to the sideline, and we have to run through the area between the player and the bench. Of course, we're always concerned about when we step near out of bounds, we're going to bump into the coach, we're going to trip, we're going to be injured, we're going to hit the table, we're going to do all sorts of things, right? But we end up in this sort of chute that puts us not necessarily in the strongest position as lead for a potential rotation here. And usually in this situation, we also have to have our head down and not looking at players because of the circumstance we have where we're moving between people, right? Love it when I'm being facetious, of course. But our ball is on the left side. We're in pretty good position here in the end. Right? Obviously got 6-player action. The lead considers a rotation here. If they had to come earlier, maybe we're in better position as lead to help on this screening action. But in the end, our center is left with the ball coming at them and then 2 subsequent screening action that develop in front of them. Right? A tough situation. We're on an island. Sometimes that happens in our game where we would love to have other officials who are able to help. In this situation, we do not. We have to adjudicate, right? We're in great position. Ball comes at us, primary defender. Okay? This is going to, blue 3 on white 30 is going to be our primary matchup here. Let's go here. Let's go here, right? This is our matchup here, but we're obviously have a pass, so we're going to have to transfer our eyes. Let's see if we do that. Right? Did we get the first screen? Did we get the second screen? This is tough. Tough to do. If I go there. If I go there. I got to have those together. And we've got a screening, a moving opponent situation. White 30. Our defender is moving. Do not give them time and distance. Illegal screen is ruled. right? Just a good example, I think, of a play where we are on an island and it's all ours and there's no help coming, right? And in that situation, we have to just recognize that fact, call the play as the best we can. This play sort of presents itself to the center official. So just a good reminder that sometimes we're on an island and we just got to officiate that play. Randy, good to see you this morning. Yeah. Always. Oh, so Jason says to him, his first reaction is time and distance were given on this play. You could say so. I mean, you could say it's possible. It is in his visual field. I guess the screen is not actually set until right here, right? Does the player have a step to try to avoid? Yeah. And I like Jacob's point that because a call like this, we don't know where we are in the game here, but a call like this is going to help us determine how we are ruling on screens tonight. Chris says it's a first half call, and I know I missed an illegal screen earlier in the game. Were a factor. Yes. That's also that's definitely a thing, especially if a team is running an offense where they're running this kind of action where they are a late. So how would we describe this action? This pass and cut to the ball and set a screen, right? And they're running this double screen action. Here, this is a designated, play that they are running. We have our shooter in the corner. We want to get him the ball and get him a shot, get him the ball. Screen 1, screen 2, right? If we recognize that and can anticipate that, it helps us. Helps us for sure. All right. Okay, this next play is going to be for the live stream only because it's an ESPN play, and so I can't really put it onto the final product, but let's take a look at this play. Bonus. Wow. Love it, right? So this is sort of a high school showcase game between a Texas school and a California school. Undoubtedly, these are collegiate officials who are working this game. I would say almost certainly. And in a showcase environment, sometimes the games are officiated in a certain fashion. The players are allowed to shine, etc. But this kind of non-basketball play, is going to put all of that aside. We got a player going to the floor, kind of swings her leg there. Ball gets deflected, definitely extends a leg, pinches the opponent's leg. This is obviously illegal contact and should rise, in my opinion, to the level of at least an intentional foul. But they have team control. We can't have intentional foul during team control, can we? Yes, we can. Yeah. Yes. And I don't really understand the circumstance here. So the official goes to report, and then they'd send the players to the benches. I don't understand that sequence. I could see sending players to the benches, the officials get together, we make a ruling, and then we go report. So the sequence, and the clip is short. But we have a little extracurricular activity afterwards where we have White talking, right? We have energy from Black going towards White. You could tell that this player on White is not the favorite player for the opponent, right? This player brings something to the game, and energy and maybe some illegal activity that is not going to be appreciated by their opponents. We're going to have energy between them, etc. Right? When the initial contact occurs, who goes to whom? Right? We have to be aware of that. Right? Player goes down. Ball's batted. 13 gets tripped. May have embellished, but she was obviously impaired there. I mean, and now who goes to whom? So Black 2 comes in. Right? White is on the floor. Everybody's good. Oh, I thought somebody went to... Right? The officials are talking. We've got some energy. Yeah, that's a good play. That's a good play. Yeah, of course we got hair flying around, right? Our player in Black, like right here. I like that. But, I mean, that is an intentional foul. I don't think it rises to the level of flagrant, but, yeah, we got to get that. Paul Figlia has intentional. Mark Harvey, intentional. Chris, we are upgrading. Yeah, in some situations, I am very slow to rule intentional at the spot because I know that we can always come together as a crew and come out with that ruling. But if this play happens to me as center here, I am going to immediately come intentional because obviously she, brought her legs together in a tripping action for a player pursuing the ball. And we could say, no, we're going to send players to the benches and we're going to discuss this as a crew. But if we go into that discussion as a crew, we have to at least have, already have an established opinion of what you saw on the play. If I am trail on this play, and I know I'm not the calling official, I mean, this is the center of the universe right here, this play in the back court. Right, because we're have a deflected ball. There's no other action in the game really rises, right? So we have to have an opinion about this play. Would our lead from their position have an opinion about the play? They better. Yeah, absolutely. Good job of closing down by the calling official. Right, the carnage at the scene of the crime. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right, Stan. That is exactly right. At this point, the die is cast. Right. So we have, in the pursuit of the loose ball there, and again, we have, let's take a look at it here. Right here, right, we have an extension of the arm by White, and our player in Black, while she was potentially illegal contacted, is giving us the embellishment, throwing that ponytail around. The amplification factor. All the things. Yeah, I just saw this play out. So David's asking, could we have a, let's go here. Could we have a team control foul early, right? White 11. Ball's deflected. Case play. Ball is deflected. Team in pursuit. Offensive player, in this case, wards off the defensive player. Who can see it? Boy, from trail, I guess the trail would have the best angle. Center could have seen that. Again, it's a showcase game between two high-level teams, right? I assume this is in Texas, right? Where teams are brought together. How are we going to officiate those games? Usually these games are we're going to let the players play, etc. Call the obvious. Sounds like a normal game. But we don't necessarily want to be overly officious in that environment, right? So that may be an influence on the play. The number of team fouls, the number of player fouls, right, for star players. All these things could be variables in the way that the crew handles it. That's obviously illegal action there. She must have been a handful in this game. I want to go back and watch the whole game now, because she certainly brings that energy on this play. Paul says, would a traveling call on white 11 have been justified? You mean when the player goes to the floor? Let's take a look. Hadn't considered that. That is a foul. This player is on the floor. No, that is not traveling. That player has the ball on the floor. Any sliding action from the momentum would be legal. All right, let me take a look here. What's going on? Okay. Willowbrook says no travel, right? When does she gain control? Here. Her hip slides slightly. That is legal action because it was her momentum that caused that shift. If she had scooted herself by putting her feet on the floor and scooting her body while she was holding, yeah, that might be a travel. Maybe, or maybe outside the rules. Okay, awesome. I'm going to do that. All right. Well, so what have we had today? Some transitioning plays. Wait, I got to do this. Help me out. I got to do this. Go here. And I need to do something. What do I need to do? Right. I'm going to go here. Yeah. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining us today for 5 Play Friday. Much appreciated. If you would take a moment, do all of the things, I'd appreciate that as well. Like, subscribe, and notify us so you don't miss out on any of our new content. Allow me to thank our tremendous show supporters. Tom Hickey, Yvette Perry, Richard McGuire, Jose Lansang Jr., and Darwin Sonata. Much appreciated and much love. There's a link in the show notes, and I'm going to put one up above. Tremendous. Allow me to thank, no. I want to go here. We have additional video content for you here. Our 2 5-Play Friday episodes. Mike Williams, a tremendous episode. Sadiq Pettijohn, a tremendous episode. Join us for the next video, and we'll see you there. Take care, everybody. That went pretty well. I guess you got to start doing that stuff so I don't have to put it in there. Yeah. She did. There was a potential kick in there. Aye. Texas officials probably all know White 11. Oh, we all know White 11. Ay. Thank you, Stan, for joining us today. Yeah, we could take as many takes as we want, right? And I could do stuff after the fact, but the obvious goal, as it has been for the last 2 years, is to get the show so that the editing process is much faster. The Zooch is pumping up the like button. Let's do it. We got 21 likes, 47 people watching. Nice. I guess I was thinking of the throw-in, Mike, where team control, pursuit of the ball. There is no stream. I'm doing a alumni game tonight at a local high school, and I am always on this particular game. I have been like 3 of the past 5 years. I've had this alumni game. I don't know if assigners look at the last year's schedule when they're doing this year's schedule. I don't know how that works, but I am here a lot for this event. Show supporter Darwin Sonata says, "Go Blue." Michigan is in the house. Al Kennedy, the Echo. Go Blue. Oh, Mike has the case play from Wednesday. Lay it on us, Mike. I'm sorry that got shunted to the side? Pushed to the side? What does shunted mean? Is that what happened to our lead official when they had to move down between that player outside the three-point line? Were they shunted? Were they cattle go through a chute? Right? Is that shunting? Love the clips, Chris. Boy, it's almost like it would be great to have you on talking about the clips. It's almost like that. Okay, all right. I could see trouble ahead. Mike has play. A1 drives to the basket, becomes airborne, releases a try. So we have an airborne shooter. B1 jumps and commits a goaltending or basket interference violation. A1 then crashes into legal defender B2. So we have an airborne player, releases a try prior to them contacting illegally a defender. Another player goaltends or commits basket interference. Do we score that goal? Ay. It's going to have to put on the thinking cap, right? What is our rule about an airborne player? A foul by an airborne player causes the ball to become dead, and no goal can be scored, right? I believe that is specified in the rule that no goal can be scored. If we look at Rule 4-1, boy, that's right in the front. Does not address that. It just defines what an airborne shooter is. What would be the appropriate rule reference? Adam C. says, logically, the goaltending occurred first, and so therefore the goal should be scored. But we know that an airborne player who goes up, dunks the ball. The ball is through the basket, and then they crash, and a player control foul is ruled. Even though the ball has passed through the basket, no goal can be scored. Willowbrook says, no way the basket counts. The question is, what is our rules reference for that? If we look at a contact foul, what would I do? I would go... Give me just a second. Let's find a rules book. Let's find airborne. We've defined what an airborne player is. All right, let's go here, and try this. Make this go away. Go away. Let's take a look here at a foul. And I can go here. Look at that. Come on now. A personal foul also includes contact by or on an airborne shooter when the ball is dead. Note, contact after the ball has become dead is incidental unless it is ruled intentional or flagrant or is committed by an airborne shooter. Technical foul. Is that the reference? I don't think so. What would be our rules reference? 419? Last section and note. Which sec? 419.1. 419.1 note, right? So Mike says this is it. Is that it? That doesn't refer to whether a goal can be scored. Mike says there's a case play. I know there's a funky case play. No, but that involves a free throw. Oh, boy. Mike says the basket score the goal because of the goaltend. Ooh, ooh. And Al says agree with Mike. Ooh, ooh. I would have got it wrong. Why would I have got it wrong? Let's take a look. Find the case play. That's not it. Doom, doom, doom. I'm going to find 4.19. Yeah. All right. Here it is. Oh, I'm posting it, Mike. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go here. I'm going to add text. I'm going to Command Shift V. I'm going to align left. Let's see. Look at that. Come on now. That's what we want to do. That. B1 obtains a legal position in A1's path before A1 becomes airborne. A1 jumps and releases the ball on a try for goal. Before returning to the floor, airborne shooter charges. A, before the foul by A1, B2 commits basket interference. Or B, after the foul on A1, B2 slaps the ball on its downward flight, which I guess implies goaltending. The ruling, I'm going to just stick here and I'm going to make it bigger. Whoops. In A, both the violation and the foul are penalized. The basket interference by B2 caused the ball to become dead immediately. So the ball has become dead before the foul by the airborne shooter. The violation is penalized by awarding the 2 points. The player control foul on A1 is also charged. Team B is awarded the ball for a throw-in anywhere along the end line. A defensive goaltending or basket committed prior to the player control foul does not contradict the general statement that when a player control foul occurs, that player cannot score. In the case of a defensive violation, it is the violation which results in the awarding of the score. All right. Mike brings it. Brings it. Good thing I wasn't a basketball rules expert at that time. I do not understand what that means. I think there's also a similar. Maybe I might have my brain confused, which is not unusual. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. That I was you, and it's interesting that the language used, a defensive goaltending, does not contradict the general statement that when a player control fouls occurs, that player cannot score, or that a goal cannot be scored. That was the concept that my brain said, well, that overrides everything. Right? And in this instance, that would be incorrect. Have to add that one to an upcoming episode of Basketball Rules Expert. Yeah. I'm with you, Chad. Well, I have learned something here today. Because I definitely would have screwed that up. Yeah, Doug, that makes sense. But like in the situation that I described, where our player goes up and dunks the ball goal has been scored, and then they commit the player control foul. The rule says, no, that goal, even though it happened before, cannot be scored. So that, yeah, obviously in retrospect, we see that the casebook play says, no, this thing did happen first. right. Well, we can all say we've learned something here today, and that's always a good thing. How many officials do you think would get that right? That would be a good question to ask. How many officials would get this play right in real time in a game where, well, first of all, right, let's think it through. We've got a situation where a player goes to the basket, boom, right, our lead's coming up, not punching, right, but they're coming up with player control. Are they aware of what's happening up top on the play, or are they officiating the defender down low? Are our outside officials aware that the goaltending occurred before the contact, not the whistle, right? Because one of our rules fundamentals, I'll put a link to the entire rules fundamental video here. No, I won't. So in real time, is a crew going to have all of the information on the play, right? And are they then going to be able to apply this casebook play to that play? I would say the percentage of crews that would get this play right in National Federation of High School is going to be relatively low. I would say that, based on my vast experience over a decade. All right, Keaton, I hope all is well with you as well, and that a great weekend of basketball is ahead. This is, of course, a busy time, the Thanksgiving weekend. A lot of showcases, a lot of things. Yes. Apparently from the chat, except for Al Kennedy, we were getting it wrong. Yeah. Well, how would we explain this to the coach? Coach, by rule, in this situation, the goaltending act occurred prior to the foul. By rule, that goal is scored, right? And in the opposite scenario, that dunking player who a player control foul is ruled on, we're going to have the same language, right? By rule, that goal cannot be scored. The Zooch is in the elite rarefied 1%, he says. Knew the proper ruling. That is one to know. That is one to know. If only to win a bar bet. Who's gonna pay for this round? Well, let's do a little quick rules test. Yeah, absolutely, Shondell, on that tripping play. That yeah, absolutely. But we may, in that showcase environment, be a little more lenient, right? And so that we have to rein ourselves in and say, well, we can be lenient all we want. That is something that is going to rise to the level of intentional. You had 3 hours of scrimmages this morning, Al? Wow. That can't be. Wait a minute. If you were, it's 9 o'clock here, so it's noon where you are, potentially. Very rare. Very rare. All right, guys. I am going to let everybody get on with their Friday post, their shopping, right? You got some shopping to do, man. It is a shopping time of year. Wow. Impressive. All right. So I'm going to go. Where am I going? Oh, I'm just going here. Yeah. All right, guys. See everybody next week. I will do a better job of putting the live streams up on YouTube in advance. But hope to see you all next week. We'll look at more plays. We'll get better, as we have with Mike's case play today. Get better as basketball officials. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Keep it safe and fair for those kids out there. Take care.